Hey guys, it's J-Man Powerhouse.
And Steven Jackson 13.
And the boy from Alaska, Willis.
Oh, he changed his intro. He's back! Keep long stuttering. Anyway, welcome, welcome to episode 22 of the Life is Feels podcast. As today, episode 22 entitled, there's a blooper, Life is Strange, episode 3, Chaos Theory review. How you doing, Willis?
I'm doing pretty good. Been busy with work, saving money, racking up miles to travel here in a couple of months. I'm actually gonna try to work on a little brother trip with one of my younger brothers to like Seattle or something, like a weekend trip down the
I
road.
was gonna say you should come Seattle, man.
Wait, you're going to Seattle?
Well,
Yeah,
eventually I'm gonna go to Oregon and Washington.
Wait, can you ask?
Hey, on your way to...
Can you tell me how Max Caulfield's doing in Seattle?
You idiots, you moved back to Arcadia Bay, which is the point I was trying to make. On your way to Seattle, make sure you go through Arcadia Bay.
Well, I'm gonna be going to Oregon too, which a friend of mine brought me to the Bay City area where the game takes place.
Wait, that's an actual place? Is it called Arcadia Bay?
No, it's called Bay
Scenery
City.
and Arcadia Bay.
Yo, chill the fudge nuggets out, man.
Tell me that real. The scenery of Arcadia Bay is based on an actual town in Oregon.
In my heart, it's real, man.
Well, anyway. I can guarantee from being there, the actual town name looks nothing like the game, but the next town just north of that, from what I remember, is closer to looking like Arcadia Bay in the game in real life. And there's another town further south that has a lighthouse, so that's what I remember.
Why are you ruining my childhood, Willis?
Here's a thought. Why do they call it a lighthouse when it's more like a light tower?
I promised myself not to curse this episode. I'm with 2 minutes in, and I'm already about to do it.
Makes you wonder, though, doesn't it, Willis? Nobody lives in there. It's just like a tall tower with a light on it. It's a light tower, but yet we call them lighthouses.
Have you seen those movies where the guys live in the lighthouse?
Okay, well, I'm not referring to a movie. I'm talking about real.
But real life is a movie, bro.
No, it's not.
Life is feels.
Life is mood. I gotta get that T-shirt made, man. I've been so busy, doing life things and stuff, and communicating with people that I haven't had time. Eventually, I don't know if I'm gonna mail a T-shirt out to Alaska for you, but that might cost me a lot of money. But I'll figure something out. Or I'll send it to Steven, and Steven will mail it to you.
We're going to send two of them.
We're supposed to be greeting each other by moving off the episode.
Yeah, J-Man usually goes off on a topic.
J-Man is the man. Ooh, nope, that's Becky Lynch's title. By the way, selfless plug. Hope you tune in to the Life is Feels podcast when they cover WWE. I am so good at promoting. Anyway, let's get into episode 3, Chaos Theory, which at first I thought was called Chaos Theory of Life is Strange.
I have Chaos Theory about J-Man's life, but that's completely beside the point.
Whoa. I just said we weren't going to curse this episode. Let's not get to that right now. Unless you were going to say it without cursing. You were going to say it without cursing, or were you going to...
Wait, so what?
We just go on with the episode.
what I'm for, but he said something, and then it got me sidetracked.
Just go, kid.
Yeah, I got your kid. Okay, so we wake up.
That's called kidnapping.
What? Don't create chaos. I got a theory behind that, but so after escaping from the school, we talked to Chloe in her room. She needs to get dressed, so she ends up putting on Rachel Amber's clothes. At this point, we still don't know where Rachel Amber is, but only that she is missing. Yeah, Frank was on top.
The hell was that noise?
Hold, please.
Okay.
I think the episode actually starts with Max waking up in a room to a text message.
I was gonna say it's a good thing he cut off because he actually is going in the wrong order. So, what did you say, Willis? How's the episode start off?
I believe it starts off with Max waking up to her screaming Kate. Yeah.
Yeah. And Kate is streaming? No. But that happens too. Abraham Lincoln on Twitch. I almost got her name wrong and people would have killed me. Yeah, oh Jesus. Kate is I can't speak American. Kate is screaming and Max wakes up, right? Isn't that how it starts?
No, it starts off with them being in the room, waking up.
No.
Max and Chloe are in bed.
No. It starts off with Max waking up by herself, I'm pretty sure.
No.
I can look it up right now. I bet you it starts off with Max.
Go for it.
So anyway, how about this weather in America, guys? Does everyone like the weather?
Whether the weather be hot or whether the weather be cold, whether the weather, whatever the weather, whether we like it or not.
What?
We got the poet going here.
You seriously have heard that in your life?
I have. I just didn't know you could do that. Ha! Waking up from a nightmare. Episode 3 Chaos Theory has Max back in her room. Waking up to Kate's voice of screaming. I beat you, kid.
What?
It actually does start like that, Steven.
One point for J-Man, the only one in 22 episodes.
Wow. Last time I checked, I brought in more viewers than you had without me. So.
Okay, we're not going to get into this debate now, okay? No, but I'm just saying, you messed up once, dude. That shows you even Steven can mess up.
I don't mess up. You gave me this. You gave me the page, so you messed me up.
I gave you the page. Well, you should know not to trust me, dude. Come on. But come on. All right. So anyway, it starts with Max.
We're still recording.
I know. It starts with Max waking up with Kate's voice. Her hearing Kate's voice. Are we all just mind blown that Steven messed up and don't know what to say? Or
the website that I was looking at cut off the first section.
So we got to blame the website. Do you want to call the website out right now?
All it said was after escaping the school and the phone call, she wakes up at Chloe's house. Okay, shush.
she does eventually wake up at Chloe's house again later, doesn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, she does, and that's later in episode 3 still, before episode
Mhm.
3 ends. The beginning of episode 3, however, starts in Max's room
Mhm.
in the nighttime.
Okay, let us start this over. Okay, so Max wakes up in her room.
There it is.
Shush. Make sure you water your plant, or it will die. Da, 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 da.
Life lesson.
So your job
Hashtag Rip Lisa.
is to get out of this school and meet up with Chloe.
There you go. After Max wakes up.
Well, Max has to be awake or she wouldn't be able to get out of the school, right?
Have you ever heard of sleepwalking?
Clearly, most people don't have that issue, but I guess you do.
I have many issues. That is not one of them, I think.
Okay. So, after you get out of school, you find out that Victoria Chase is, in a nice way, trying to sleep her way into winning the Everyday Heroes photo contest.
I mean, alright. I'm gonna ask Willis's opinion on this first. So, let's say you're a college student and you really want to win, and I've never done this. Don't know why I need to clarify, and I know Willis has never done this. But you really want to win, and you really want to win something. Why in your right mind do you sleep with a college teacher to win a competition?
You sleep with a what?
Why would you sleep with a teacher to win a competition? Or why would you try and get why would you try and get a teacher to like you to win a competition? That's just favoritism.
That's a good point.
You have an answer?
No, I wouldn't. I probably would just say that's true desperation to win. I wouldn't even dare go down that low on doing that.
Right? What about you?
I'd rather just take a loss.
Yeah, take the L.
This reminds me of an 80s song that was called Hot for Teacher.
Oh my god. I promised myself I wouldn't curse this episode.
Hey, it is a song. Look it up.
I know, but why's it gotta be hot for teacher and not teacher for hot?
Because you didn't write the song. And thank goodness you didn't write the song, because your singing voice is horrible.
Okay. Alright, let's keep going, boys.
Okay, so we get Chloe and Max end up going into the school, and their job is to get into Principal Wells's office. And they do that by breaking the lock. Not going into details. Okay, when you get in there, you are able to find files. And they've got files on just about everybody. And they look at files based on Chloe's record, on Max's record, on Rachel Amber's record, and Warren Graham's record.
Did you just say Warren or Yarn?
Warren Graham.
Willis, it sounded like he said Yarn.
No, it sounded like he said Warren.
Oh.
See, stop trying to make up stuff, J-Man. Jeez.
Okay.
So after which they decide they're going to go swimming. God, I love this scene. Oh, shush. Now this is where Max and Chloe.
YouTube, I have to ask you a question. Can I curse in a different language?
No. Can I get on with the water wet scene?
Oh my god. And how come he doesn't get in trouble and I do? I don't get life, man.
You don't know how to do it properly.
Go ahead, bro.
they end up in the water, and this is where Chloe and Max start to bond again after 5 years. They're talking back and forth. They're getting to know each other. They're flirting. They're splashing water in their face. They're even down to their bra and panties, believe it or not. Do you have a problem, you immature child?
I'm laughing because I guess this counts as a curse word, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I was messaging someone about something on Twitter, and I asked them, "Are you serious, bro?" And they go, "Dead ass." That's my line.
Are you done? Going off topic, as usual?
Dead ass. Yes.
Thank you. So, after...
Wait, don't you have to find a light first? Don't you have to turn the light first?
I said they go into the swimming pool. I didn't say they turn the lights on or off. I was trying to let people use their imagination. The thing you usually get rid of when you're an adult.
Yeah, well, I'm not an adult then. Man.
Clearly. Oh my God, that was sad.
Willis is like, why am I here?
That was sad. This is where the phrase, "there's an otter in our water," came from. Still, please support the otters.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that.
Now, your job is to escape the security that has come in without being detected. And the funny thing is, they tell you, show yourself. I've got a flashlight and a stick. Because, that makes every villain ever pop out and say, here I am, but sure. Any thoughts to this point?
Yeah, Willis, you want to go first? The whole trying to turn the light thing on and the guy coming in with the stick and just them in the pool and the otter in the water line. What are your thoughts?
I kind of lost track where we're at.
There was the wake-up scene, the blackmail from Victoria Chase to Mr. Jefferson, the breaking into Wells's office, finding the files, and basically skinny dipping in the swimming pool.
Okay.
That's where we're at.
What are your thoughts?
What are my thoughts?
About skinny dipping in the swimming pool.
I said basically swimming, skinny dipping. They're not skinny dipping, but bra and panties, you might as well say they are.
Gee, I don't know if I want to answer that.
Just base it on... I mentioned that this is where they were starting to bond and reconnect again. There's flirting and splashing each other in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just how it's delivered. I'd rather not answer.
Okay. So
because YouTube has my demonetization, I kind of don't want to say anything here. So
well, then don't. I can continue. Any thoughts on the security thing and having to sneak out, Willis?
Yeah, it kind of makes you think how reckless and ambitious teens can be to find an answer for something like that. I'm trying to remember when I was 16 to 18 years old and I did something ambitious like that. But I never broke into a school to find something though, so that's kind of going extreme there to do that. But looking at the situation that Chloe can get easy access keys to even get there.
Right.
What pirates they are.
And the funny thing is, they peel out of there with a giant muffler, broken exhaust truck, like nobody's going to recognize it.
Yeah, that's just proof they don't think it through.
It's Chloe. She never thought anything through.
Oh, my.
Moving on.
So, okay. At this point is where Max wakes up next to Chloe, and Chloe does a wake and bake, which is basically smoking weed. And she dares Max to kiss Chloe.
I'm sorry.
And Max has the choice of either kissing Chloe or not kissing Chloe. I went for it.
Okay. I'm going to let you guys talk about this for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
This is because J-Man has never kissed a girl, nor has he liked it.
Not true. I will be right back.
The anti-Katy Perry song.
Well, and I kissed the girl and... Oh, wait. I'll be back, boys.
So, yeah, I decided, you know what, Max? Well, I played mine in order, so I knew about the farewell episode and that they were very close before Rachel Amber came into the picture. And at this point, she's like, I dare you to kiss me. Figured, fine, I'll go for it. Let's go.
No, I went for it myself. Just, I don't think I have to really answer that one.
I was thinking afterward, I'm like, is that really cheating on Rachel? Well, no, Rachel's not there. I mean, technically they're broken up. She went with Frank. It's completely allowed.
Yeah, so far that they know I'm correct.
So, yeah. So you go downstairs and there's a message on the phone with David saying that he knows it was Chloe, which, not surprising there. If it wasn't for the truck, the dead giveaway was the fact she got the keys to get into the school.
Even there was that one time, man.
Now, it gives you the option to erase the message. Did anybody not erase the message?
Whoa, I want to talk about kissing first. Hold up.
Well, hurry up and don't leave.
I told you I had to do something.
We are not discussing that part on the stream.
No. First of all, this is a podcast, not a stream. Second of all,
notice that's what he points out and not what he was doing.
I was getting food, okay? Leave me alone.
Sock time.
Sure. Anyway. Yeah, I went for the kiss. Did Willis go for the kiss? I wasn't here.
We both went for the kiss.
We all went for it.
Okay. And yes,
Everyone
I
was
have
thirsty.
kissed.
He kissed a girl and he liked it. Did she have the taste of cherry chapstick?
Is it cherry chapstick or is it red cherry chapstick?
It was
cherry chapstick.
Then yes.
Anyway, you Max, you as Max goes down in Rachel Amber's clothing because there's nothing else to wear and she doesn't want to smell like a chlorine factory. So you have to help Joyce out, who works at the Whale's Diner, and you've got to find eggs. Now, this is the weird part. For those of you who don't know, the eggs are in the bag at the front door. Why are eggs not in the refrigerator? That was the one thing that never made any sense to me. Find the eggs, and they're out where there's no refrigeration, nothing cold, nothing.
Did we just skip over the famous phrase that...
Yeah, bro, what the hell?
What? What did I miss now? I thought that was in episode 4.
No, that's this episode.
All right, then talk about that for a minute. You two discuss the phrase amongst yourselves.
This title of this stream should really be called Trolls.
No, because that's a claimed by Disney.
Brought to you by Trolls, featuring J-Man Powerhouse, Steven Jackson 13, and Willis.
Hey, be careful. They've already got a movie called Trolls. You don't want to get copyrighted.
That's what I said.
And I fancy myself as a goblin or an orc, thank you.
I literally just said that, bro.
Well, wow.
What?
For those of you who play WoW, you actually know what that means.
World of Warcraft.
You're
Very good.
stupid.
Okay.
Uh,
Are you guys done talking about this?
you got it ready for the mosh pit, Shakaba.
I told you guys to talk about it for a minute.
I just think it's an amazing line. It's so random. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's just in the context. It's used really well at a really good time. Willis?
Well, I think it's just Max's moment to try and be cool, and it didn't work because what did Chloe respond? How did she respond to that?
Didn't she say you high or something?
That I don't recall.
She said, "We'll make you a thrasher yet," or something, and then Max says, "Ready for the mosh pit, Shaka Bra," and then Chloe says, "Yeah, maybe not," or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I have to retract my statement. It was not Max that says it. It is Chloe that says it in the later chapter.
No.
Oh, that is a time for another episode.
Yeah, Chloe says it.
Yeah, she says it in episode 5.
I don't know. In my mind, she says it in every episode.
Or maybe it was episode 4. No, it was episode... Now you've got me thinking.
Let's troll on ahead here.
I love you, Disney. If you could sponsor me.
Now, can we go downstairs and get food now?
No.
I already got food, but go ahead.
We were discussing about the eggs being at the front door, and
yeah, that made no sense. Why are eggs at a front door and not in the fridge?
That's the point I was trying to make.
I know. I agree with you.
Maybe it's an Oregonian thing from Oregon. I have a friend in Oregon, and that's the term that they call the local Oregons, people's Oregonians.
That is the first time I've heard that expression, actually.
How do you say that? Oregonians?
It's called Oregorians.
Oregorians. Keep up.
Yeah.
J-Man just can't say it, that's why.
Origami.
Origami?
All right, I agree. The eggs make no sense. Let's move on.
Origami.
This is not heavy rain. We'll get to that another day. So, anyway, after going down and finding the eggs and a few other ingredients, you decide to prepare a meal with Joyce. And Joyce is still working at the 2 diners. And this is to make pancakes. All right, let me rephrase that. She gives you the choice between bacon and eggs or pancakes. I chose the pancakes because in the previous game, she says Joyce used to make the best pancakes. So, I want to stay true and go with pancakes. Did anybody choose the bacon and eggs?
I've done both ways on that one. I think my first choice was the pancakes when I played it through the first time. But I don't think I heard that reference of Joyce makes the best pancakes.
Yeah, I think it was
I remember.
I think it was in the farewell episode when she was going through Joyce's room and she was talking about sailing and becoming a child education, and you saw the 2 Whales Diner apron, and she goes, Joyce makes the best pancakes.
Yeah.
Oh, right. No, I remember it from that, but I think I'm just thinking of my first time playing through because all the gamers was not introduced to that yet.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, yes, I knew of it, but I was just thinking in the perspective of first time playing it through again.
Oh, right. Right, gotcha.
Yeah,
Doesn't really matter what you pick. She ends up leaving like a third of it left on the plate anyway. That's the other thing that drove me nuts. Every time you eat in this game, there's like a third left. It's like people don't believe in finishing their food portions.
It's not that way in the new game. Hint, hint, things to come.
Okay, Mr. Hint, hint, stop spoiling.
Well, I mean, you could figure that out in the first episode.
But not everybody has episode 2 yet.
No, they eat food in the first episode too.
They don't eat everything in the first episode.
Yeah, they do. When they go out to the place that I'm not going to name.
Place?
Let's move on.
The diner. The place with the crazy girl.
Oh, that's when I asked for Belgian waffles, and she didn't finish that entire thing either. Anywho.
Life lesson, finish your damn food.
Hey, when I was growing up, it was if you don't finish it now, it'll be here waiting for you when you get home.
Yeah.
If you don't eat it when you get home, it'll be for dinner. If you don't eat it for dinner, it's for breakfast.
I had pizza for breakfast.
Dude, I was actually told you'll sit there until you finish it. I actually went all the way up till bedtime, which I think at the time was 9:30 p.m. because I had to be up at 6 in the morning. And 9 o'clock came and they're like, you know what? Go to bed, but you're eating it for breakfast. Fine.
I hate how people say, like, bedtime is 9:30 and then they go p.m. Yeah, whose bedtime's going to be 9:30 in the morning? Come on now.
Toddlers, infants and toddlers that parents don't want to put up with their screaming and nonsense, so they make them go to bed?
Yeah, but you just said when you were younger. So why do people say 9:30 p.m.? You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird.
Yeah, we were younger then.
Yeah, it sounds like we're saying lyrics to obstacles.
Oh, is that where that's from? I had no idea.
Yeah, because
I said sarcastically.
It says we play hide and seek in waterfalls. We were younger or something.
Which is why I said sarcastically. I said it that way on purpose. I know what I did. It was when we were younger. We were younger then.
No, we were playing hide and seek in waterfalls. Get your facts right, man.
Well, at least I can sing it better than you. You had Willis laughing. Willis didn't laugh when I did it. I'm sorry. Don't choke on the truth.
Yo, does anyone want to sponsor us? Disney? Anyone?
So, but anyway, it gets better. Not only are the eggs in front of the door, the milk is on the table.
But
I'm just going to assume for the fact that the milk was just brought out, but the eggs is completely not overlookable. Anywho, your job is to go. You go to the garage while Chloe talks to Joyce, and your job is to get into the computer. And once you get into David's computer, you find the what?
We're going to talk about how you get into the computer.
Anywho,
like the password is like so weird.
It's not weird. It's a date.
It's a date, but like where it is, it's so weird.
It's okay. But anyway, you look in there and get information on students in Blackwell and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, because by this point, as we all know, David is hella paranoid. So you go back in and you can either side with David or side with Chloe during their little dispute about why he has files on Kate, why he has files on his laptop. I mean, this is a grown man, and to be looking at, young girls that are going to this prep school it's a little creepy. So I actually sided with Chloe first. Then I felt bad for David, so I rewound it. And then I decided I didn't care for that one as much, and Chloe is the one I was sent to protect, so I'm going to stick with my original choice, and I kept it Chloe. So my first time, I actually went back and forth.
Willis?
You guys?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. What do you do?
Actually, I was going to let you go first, J-Man.
Yeah, we don't hear from you very much.
This is my podcast. I'm working on stuff behind the scenes. So What do you mean you don't hear from me very much? I think I talk too much in these episodes. Anyway, what was I
It's
gonna say?
because you're the man of the show here, you and Steven.
Yeah, it's my show.
J-Man is the man of the show. I love it.
It was my idea, man. Life is mood. That wasn't my idea.
And mood is life.
And mood is life. And always take the shot. Wait, that's the outro. That's not time for that yet. Anyway.
Tell you what, man, life is strange.
Oh. Fudge nuggets. Anyway. Yeah, I chose Chloe's side first. But then I did what Steven did, and I chose David's side. And then I got upset at how mad Chloe was at me, so then I rewound it and chose Chloe's side again.
Oh, on your first playthrough?
Yes. Because I wanted to see, because, like, I chose Chloe at first, right? And then I felt bad for David because he had to leave. And then, like, I chose David, and then Chloe wanted to throw me into a wall. So, and I was like, okay, both of these options are terrible, but I have to choose one of them, so I'm just going to choose to go with Chloe.
Now, real quick.
I didn't like either option, either, to be honest with you. That was too much of a... I didn't like those options.
Real quick, just a second, Willis. I like the part where if you choose to side with Chloe, she goes, "That was hella cool, Max, and don't you dare rewind this one."
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, Willis.
Yeah, it's hard because, like, yeah, it's hard because, like, I chose Chloe originally, then I felt bad for David, and I never thought I would ever say I felt bad for David. For about a minute, though, I did. And then I was like, oh, well, now I feel bad for Chloe because Chloe wants to throw me into a wall. So I kind of picked Chloe over David and had to rewind it again, and then I stuck with that, of course. But then, even when you stick with that, it's still, either way, either choice is emotional. Like, I get what the game's doing, but, like, out of all the options in the game, that was the one I didn't like, because it's either you're separating a guy from his family, or you're making your best friend pissed off. So
that's what I was going to say. That was the other part I like when you side with Chloe, where he decides to get into Joyce's face, and what does he say to Joyce? You need to mind your own business or something, or you don't know what we're talking about. And she goes, "You need to find a motel." So you're kicking me out of my own house? My home, David. Paid for and in my name. Touche, David. Get the hell out, bitch.
All right, well,
Willis, your thoughts?
I didn't know when to speak.
Sorry.
Speak, boy, speak.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Let's see.
No,
Well, it's kind of already a domino effect of roller coasting right now, so might as well keep the train rolling.
Yeah.
So what I did was the first time I actually did the same thing as J-Man. I backed out of my choice because I felt bad.
No,
Excuse me,
I'm not the only one who felt bad for David. At least I know I'm not just a loser.
Right. And at this point, David has he has a lot of his own documentations and his own things selecting for his own investigation. But we still don't know if David's actually guilty or not. That was what I was thinking at the time when I decided to pity David for the first time and just help him out and side with him for once. So that's what I remember choosing the first time. The second time I went to completely AWOL on the second, or the other way around, just to see what it was like.
So and that's the other thing.
Wait, hang on. Sorry, Steven. You did this all in your first playthrough, or was it you picked? Is it the same as me? You picked Chloe, then you picked David, then you went back to Chloe in the first playthrough. Like, was this all in the first playthrough? Did you pick Chloe, then change to David, then go back to Chloe?
He gets it. Let him answer.
I don't think he heard me.
I'm switching headphones because my AirPods are about to die, so I'm not really listening.
All right, Steven, say your point, and then I'll ask him. Yeah.
Okay, your choices. Were they all on one playthrough, or were they on the first and second?
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, the question was, the decisions you made, was that on your first playthrough, or did you do it on two separate playthroughs?
Like, did you do it the way I did it, where you went from Chloe to
playthrough? I went AWOL there and just kind of went the other way just to see what it was like.
Yeah, but in your first playthrough, you winded up siding with Chloe, right?
No, in the first playthrough, I ended up siding with David.
How did you continue at that?
And why did you come to that conclusion?
Well, I think I just told J-Man when you went mute for a second. At that point, I first chose Chloe, and I kind of actually didn't like how it went with David because David's been collecting a lot of his own documents for his investigation he's doing for whatever he's going after. Okay. And at the time, first time playing through, we don't really know for sure if David's actually guilty or not, besides he's just suspicious. So by siding with Chloe, it's just jumping to the conclusion David's for sure guilty. And I didn't know that at the time. So I wanted, especially after seeing how it went with that, getting David kicked out, and we don't really know, first time playing through perspective, is if David's guilty or not. So I sided with David after I rewinded, and I went with David and stuck with it.
Gotcha. That's fair.
Yeah. So then the second time I just went AWOL and went the other way just to see what it was like,
No, I was just gonna say this game is so great at making you question your decision. No matter which decision you choose, they always, well, I don't know if I should do that. And then you go to the other one. Well, maybe that was too harsh. Make up your mind, woman.
Well, it's like, okay, should I make this decision? And then you go to the other one, and you're like, wow, I thought the first decision was bad. This is even worse. It's like, right? You know what I mean? And it does that in all of them. It does it in Captain Shield. It does it in the second game. It does it.
And Max is the one. And Max is the one that makes these comments, and it's like, all right, now you got me doing this. I'm going back. And then you go back and choose the other one, and she makes another comment. Just goes to show you, like real life, you can never satisfy a woman.
Well, I'm not going down that road. Anyway.
You're on your own with that one, Steven.
Yeah, I don't want to. There's certain guidelines on YouTube I can't pass. And
you know what's funny?
Right now.
And you know what's funny? Is J-Man's got to get all the mail.
Probably. I'm going to be getting Twitter DMs after I post this, and I'll be getting Twitter DMs at like 10 o'clock being like, how are you sexist against women? And I'll just be like, I didn't say anything.
Okay, let me clarify that. In this regard, it is a show and a game about two women. I did not write this. I just respond and make comments accordingly.
Okay.
Men are never pleased either, okay?
That's not true. I'm pleased with my life. If I died tomorrow, I'd be happy with my life.
You die with a smile on your face and a sock in your...
Someone just shared a photo with me on Twitter.
That's getting dark right there.
What? No, not that kind of... it's about sports.
Hey, is it a photo from the dark room?
Whoa.
More on that to be developed in the next chapter. But, yeah. So, anyway, either way you choose, you're going to end up going with Chloe out the door. And you go to the Two Whales Diner to see what you can find out about Nathan Prescott. And when you get there, you find out that not only is Nathan Prescott there, but so is Frank Bowers. Now, Frank and Chloe, if you've played Before the Storm already, have a history. And
Do they?
It's a complicated history. Yeah. So you got to figure out how to get into Frank's RV.
A complicated history. That's just a mess up life.
So since Frank had Rachel's bracelet, they decided it would be a good idea to search Frank's RV. But because it's locked, they need to get Frank to give them the keys. Which this is the really fun part because you can either spill his drink on him or spill his beans on him. Or no, spill the beans on the floor, which he tripped. Anyway, either way, it's funny.
Spill the beans on him. That'd be kind of fun, actually.
But yeah. So you talk to Nathan. Nathan is his grouchy, ever-loving self. And, don't tell people this, and you didn't hear this from me, and if you tell this, I'll do this, and, just spouting words. But this, I know for a lot of people, including myself, this was very annoying because you had to go from Nathan and talk to the policeman at the bar, and then you had to go from the policeman back to Nathan. Then you had to go from Nathan over to to Frank. Then you had to go from Frank to Nathan, Nathan to Frank, Frank to the officer, officer to Frank, before you even got to the keys.
Yeah, it was really confusing. I remember doing it, and I was like, my head is like in a tailspin right now. I don't know. And I kept trying to have conversations. I was like, wait, so this guy said that, but wait, didn't Nathan say that? Or the officer said that? I was just so confused. I gave up.
I wasn't confused. I wasn't confused as much as I was, oh, God, I got to rewind again. Okay, I said the wrong thing. Rewind. Oh, I already said that one. Rewind.
Yeah.
Well, now he won't talk to me. Now I got to rewind all the way to the beginning. Then I got to talk to him, which he won't say anything anymore, so rewind again. Then I got to go talk to the officer to find out the officer was wrong. Then I got to go back so I can talk to Nathan before I talk to the officer.
Yeah, I think it was kind of slow. I was like, I'm just going to roll with this, and whatever information I remember, I remember.
Right?
I was just like, I spent like 20 minutes trying to remember everything that was being said, and then at the end of that point, my brain just gave up. I was like, nope, this isn't happening.
Willis, did you have problems with this?
I was just more of annoyed, just like Steven. I was getting tired of rewinding and just finding the right words from the intel from other people. I will make note, though, on that famous line that everyone likes to use of Frank. I was eating those beans. I actually made a GIF out of that of Day. It was a good one.
Is that where her following or whatever comes from with her doing the dance? I was eating those beans.
No. Actually, what the GIF was, sometimes what I like doing with my GIFs is I'll make people guess what they were saying in their own thing.
If you want in the description, if I can find it. I can share the GIF in the description if you want.
That's okay. But anyway, what she said, actually, I got her to say this because I said something snarky in chat and Twitch, and she said, "No, Willis, I was eating those beans." I crossed out my name on that part and just put "I was eating those beans" because how just it turned out. So, being that said a lot in Dave's chat, I thought that's perfect gift for that. So I thought of that once we got to that Frank line there in the diner.
Okay, but that is Dave dancing in the little cowboy suit.
No.
Okay, where did you get that from?
I got it from her stream. Just I typed something in and she said, "No, Willis, I was eating those beans." That moment right there, I made that the GIF. I just took out my name in there.
Oh, okay, now I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time I saw it, I was like, what the heck is this? It's hilarious. But
Keep going.
Keep
So-
going.
okay, by this point, after so many rewinds, we finally got the keys, thank God.
1,000
And you end up
rewinds later.
you end up entering his RV, and you find out that this might be a little
Did you find anything that anyone said important, like what the police officer said, or anything like that?
The only thing I can recall right offhand without playing the chapter again is Nathan telling Max to go over to Frank and tell him higher education.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was a clever way. I'm like, clever.
You think what?
I was just gonna say, I think where J-Man's going with this is, only thing I remember from the police officer is just stay away from that RV or something.
Mm-hmm. I remember him saying that. And,
Yeah.
I remember.
But are we gonna talk about the choice before that with Pompidou?
Oh.
Does anybody remember about the blood oath? Remember the officer saying something about a blood oath, but I don't remember exactly what the blood oath was.
Yeah, I don't either.
Neither do I.
We're terrible at this. I can look it up. It might take me an hour. Oh, it was something. Okay, so I'm gonna probably be off here, but I remember what it was about. It was something about the blood oath with Rachel and Frank. It was something about Rachel and Frank, and I think, was it Nathan who said the line about the blood oath? He's like, something about a blood oath. And then there was the thing about the dogs. Do you remember?
No, the officer talked about Frank's blood oath.
Mm-hmm. But then there was also the thing that Nathan said that was about the dogs, where Nathan was like, he's like rescued many dogs or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought the police officer said that one, not Nathan.
No, Nathan said he rescued many dogs. The police officer said the blood oath.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the officer was the blood oath.
The officer was the blood oath, and Nathan was he's rescued many dogs.
Because Max said, "What are you going to do when Frank turns on you?" And he says, "Frank's not that type of person. He's very loyal."
Yeah,
because especially the dogs he rescued from that dog fighting ring.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think the blood oath was, if I remember, I have to look. I'll look later tonight.
Didn't Nathan also say that Frank would never turn on his pack?
Yeah, well, because dogs, pack,
Yeah, that's why I was asking. I think that was the exact line. Not that he's loyal, but that he would never betray his pack.
I think the blood oath, now that I remember, was something that, like, him and Rachel never got sexual. They were just really good friends.
Right.
I think
that was where I was going with the next one. You finally get into the RV and you find out that she was posing half naked to get drugs.
Well, do we want to talk about Pompidou first, or when is that?
That is
before they get in the RV.
Yeah, it's before they get in the RV.
That's minuscule. A lot of people would choose to throw it in and not in the road. Anybody that throws it into the road to watch Pompidou get hit is just a monster.
Yes, most people don't know that they were. I want to be honest here. I killed Pompidou at first.
You're an idiot. I read that, and I'm like, throwing it into the road is suicide.
Well, I did it.
I never rewound. I never even made that option. That wasn't even an option for me. I'm like, nope, throwing it into the parking lot. I am not throwing it into the middle of the street. I want him out of the way, not out of the area.
I mean, Willis, what did you do?
The first one I done is throw it in the parking lot. The second time I actually threw it in the street and just went with it just to see what would happen.
Wow, I hate my life.
Which did you like better?
I like throwing it in the parking lot better.
Exactly. I have actually seen 3 streamers out of like 20 actually leave it by throwing it in the road. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you?
What? Who's done that? We'll talk about that afterwards.
I don't remember. I've seen so many streamers play that game.
Oh man.
But they one person said they were going to throw it out there just for fun, and then they rewound it and did it again. I'm like, all right, you can quit that anytime.
What?
Yeah, they liked hearing the dog whimper, and I'm like, dude, that is savage. Oh, let me hear it again. Oh, dude, that gets me every time. I'm like, play the game.
Maybe they have a problem.
All right, moving on.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't
But
want
anyway,
to
you find out.
I liked it.
Okay, but Frank has a secret photo of Rachel, and it shows Rachel in her bra and her panties posing on, what was it, a pole? And was the pole in the RV, or was it? I think it was in the RV on the kitchen counter.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and then Chloe flips out.
Well, Chloe didn't flip out quite yet. At that point, she was thinking that she was just posing for drugs, and there was nothing going on there. It wasn't until Max found the letters about Frank and Rachel having their argument and their screaming matches, and then she got upset because she realized it was more than just photos for drugs.
And Chloe says some things that I don't think I can say. Basically,
she said that she had lied to her and betrayed her and stabbed her in the back, and Max said something like she knew it would hurt you, and maybe this is why she didn't tell you because of the way you're acting or something.
And then Chloe was like, the key line I think here would be like, Chloe said she wouldn't turn on me or leave without letting me know.
Yeah, she said that.
Mm-hmm.
She said that in chapter 2 when they were looking through photos, and she said, "Who is this?" Well, maybe she just, huh?
She said it then, and I'm pretty sure she said it here. Like after Max was like, yeah, what if like Chloe just moved to get away, and then Chloe was like, no, she wouldn't do that without telling me, unlike you.
No, that was chapter 2. This one was the one where she said she would have told me. Why didn't she tell me? She said that she had met somebody who changed her life, and then she just vanished.
Mm-hmm. So Chloe's makes references of it a couple times. She does it here, and I think she does it in episode 2. She does it a couple times. She makes references.
This brings up a lot of questions for people. Were Rachel and Frank in a relationship when they first met? Before Rachel went with Chloe, were Rachel and Frank in a relationship? And if they were, she would have been 17, which is a minor. And other people said that after she was hanging out with Chloe and then got involved into the Vortex Club, she started wanting drugs, which led her to Frank, and then Frank started using that to his advantage, and then they ended up developing a relationship.
Okay, so my opinion on this is this. That I don't think that Frank and Rachel did anything sexual together.
Okay, then what? Then what about the photo?
Let me finish. Well, I said together, like body parts together. The photo might have just been what Chloe said, which was Frank wanting or Rachel wanting to pose for Frank. Sexual wise, like them having sex together, I don't think they did.
Okay, well, why would Frank even want her down to her undergarments? Which also leads to the question, is she still 17?
At that time, I don't think she is. Because I don't see that Frank. I don't see Frank at that time.
Well, actually, Steven, just a theory. I don't really have a factual answer, but if we recall, referring back to Before the Storm, I'm sure Frank is at least aware that her dad is the DA, and no one likes the DA. And there's might be a little bit of more of an interest in her if Frank is seeing Rachel rebelling against her dad. despite if it is against the law. It's a possibility.
Yeah, well, that would make sense.
But
It
what
would
I'm
make
saying
sense.
Because Damon wanted to know what her dad knew too, but Frank said that they were just kids, so he wouldn't have done anything at that point.
But my
So
point is,
if we're going back to before the storm, then yeah, she wouldn't be 17 at that point. She would
But
have
I
been
don't think
18
they
or
were
something.
doing anything at that point. It wasn't until later.
yeah,
Right.
that's my opinion. Like,
And even
at
just
the,
as friends wouldn't ask friends for what's the word I'm looking for? Risky. Friends would not ask friends for risky pictures like that in exchange for drugs. That's not one of the friends you want to have.
Well, I need to change my lifestyle. No, I'm kidding.
Now, I would assume since in before the storm there was a picture of Nathan and Rachel together, I would assume that Nathan got Rachel hooked into Frank for some reason.
Okay, so this is my idea. So now that like you both have like, so I agree that at some point they did do something, but at the time they did it, Rachel was over the age or at the age of 18.
Do you think it was under the influence that she posed for that picture, or do you think it was of her own free will?
But at the age of over 18, does it matter?
Yes.
It's still legal.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, do you think she was high on drugs when that picture was taken? Or do you think he said, well, I want a picture if you're going to get drugs, and she said, okay, fine.
Well, okay, so
you know what I think, though, is I think we should probably move on time.
I'm going to say one more point. I think that it was a combination of both, okay? I think that it was a combination of she wanted to do it to express herself, which some people do, you know? And I also think she was also high on drugs. But I think the point that me and Willis are trying to make is that when that picture was taken and when they started doing stuff, yeah, they were friends for years, but they didn't start doing stuff until after she turned 8.
Right.
Is that the consensus we have here, Willis?
Yeah.
And now that Willis mentioned going with Frank to be rebellious against her dad, that's why she might have posed for that picture, hoping it would get out, come to think of it.
Mm-hmm.
Try to show her, look, Dad, I can do whatever I want. You don't have control over me anymore.
Yeah.
And instead of putting it in print and putting it out there, Frank had enough respect for her because he liked who she was and decided, you know what, I'm not going to put this picture out there. I'm just going to keep it. So maybe we've got the wrong impression of Frank, and Frank wasn't doing anything. He was trying to save her from humiliation.
I think that's what it is. And I also think did Nathan get Rachel involved with Frank? Yes. But then I think that Nathan stepped away and Frank and Rachel stayed friends after Nathan stepped away. If you know what I mean.
Because see, everybody says, well, Frank...
Nathan introduced them, but after Nathan stepped away, they stayed friends.
Right. Well, the other thing is, too, everybody says, well, Frank was a drug dealer. Frank was mean. He was. But before the storm, he had a heart, and he was out to help Chloe. So if he's out to help Chloe, he wouldn't sit there and just intentionally hurt Rachel because he knew Rachel and Chloe were friends. And like I said, I think he kept that picture to keep her reputation in good standing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to. I wouldn't want to see her go downhill based on a picture either.
Yeah, that sucks. I see that happen to people in the news all the time. A certain picture, they don't know what they're doing. They post it online, and then they're like, their careers ruined or their life's ruined.
Right.
It happens to girls all the time. And I, as a person, like, I don't understand what makes people think that's okay to do, because it's just gonna ruin your career and it's gonna ruin your life, and it's you're not gonna hear the end of it. So I understand that point of keeping it secret, and I think if that's the case, then Frank has a lot more hurt than people get him credit for.
Right. And people, and I know some streamers out there have actually said this. He's got a picture of her. What a pervert. What a creeper.
Yeah,
now
but
you think about it
in the long run.
Exactly.
Yeah. Willis, any more thoughts on this? You want to move on before we say something stupid?
Yeah, let's move on. I'm running out of time, so we got to move on.
Actually, I was going to ask if you guys wanted to continue or not, because the next section goes into the whole photo time travel into going back in time.
See that being a lengthy part 2.
So, I mean, I can keep going, but it would be easier just to stop here and do that next time, and then finish episode 3 the next time.
All right.
Because we knew that this was going to be a big episode.
Yeah.
Right.
We
knocked a chunk of it out, though.
We did. We knocked a big chunk of it out, and it's actually good because I don't have to edit, but I have a couple things I have to do. So I guess we'll call this episode 22 Chaos Theory Part 1.
This is just a theory, but the chaos has just begun.
That's not theory, that's a blanket statement.
It's a theory because most people can only speculate on what's going to happen.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone listening to this has played the game.
Let me have my chaos theory pun.
Alright, so let's promote shit and then let's get out of here. You can subscribe to us. We now have, is it 40 or is it 41? I don't have a life. It is 40. You can now subscribe to us on YouTube. We have 40 subscribers at Life is Feels Podcast. Steven, where can you email us?
You can email us at lifeisfeelspodcast@gmail.com.
You can follow me on Twitter at Life is Feels. Get all your information, get all your stuff. Figure it out. Watch me like photos, or watch me just like all of Willis's tweets. I'll like Willis's stuff so you guys can follow that too, so we can help him out that way. We're not promoting him, but we're like friends, so we like to help each other out. Willis, where can people find you?
You could find me on my Twitter at WPateIV, and Instagram, same thing, WPateIV, and Facebook, I don't use much of it, but if I do, it's Willis Pate the Fourth, or IV, and that's where you'd find me.
YouTube? Do you wanna?
Just Willis Pate. That one's just Willis Pate. And it's mostly just compilation videos and stuff. So, yeah, but yeah, that's what's on there.
Yeah, we gotta try and help you build your brand, bro. It's all about the brand.
I did get my own little thing going of the Willis T-shirt thing.
Yeah.
And if you haven't,
I gotta work on our T-shirts and stuff too, but I'll do that when I get a life, or not when I get a life, when I get time.
And just to say this too, if you haven't seen Willis's compilations, go check them out. They are amazing and hilarious. Do what?
I'm kidding, Willis. I'm kidding.
I didn't even hear what you said.
I said mine's better.
Oh. Good luck with a 16-minute video.
Get wrecked, mate. Anyway, Steven, where can people reach out to you?
They can get to me on Twitter at StevenAlch13.
You can go to our shop. I gotta find room for another one somewhere. But anyway, right now it's threadless.com/lifeisfeelspodcast. Check out our music partner, Riley Hawk. I know that we haven't been using her songs recently in the intros and outros, but I made a deal with her, and we made a partnership, and I promised her I would upload every single one of her songs to our channel, and I still stand by that because I don't back down. I just don't know when I'm going to do it. But at some point I'll do it. But you can find her on Twitter at Riley Hawk. You can find her on YouTube. Search Riley Hawk Music. SoundCloud, search Riley Hawk. HawkMusic.com. I mean, I guess I can still promote this. A friend do a podcast called Team Turtle Ducks. They've played Life is Strange. Twitch.tv/Team Turtle Ducks. Steven Fantasy, who made our podcast logo, at Steven_Fantasy on Twitter. StevenFantasyDesign.com. Twitch.tv/Baby Cobra. Twitch.tv/Ridden. Twitch.tv/Specialist. I need a life. No. www.sevencups.com. Find help, online therapy, and free counseling, and talk to someone while I know. We are here to listen. Go to my friend's Wattpad and search Curious Winchester. And we can't really do this now because I don't have a fun setup, so I'm going to tell you this. There is this website where whenever you buy something online, it sends money to a fund of your choice. So do us a favor and go to www.easyfundraising.org.uk/causes/iOS fund/. So now every time you buy something online, a percentage of what you buy will be sent to the International Art of Survival Fund. So that is legit cool. Again, that's www.easyfundraising.org.uk/causes/iOS fund/. Thank you so much for listening to episode 22 of the Life is Seals podcast, entitled Life is Strange Episode 3 Chaos Theory Part 1. For J-Man Powerhouse
And Steven Jackson 13.
And Willis.
Remember, folks, always take this.
Feels is life.
And life is feels. Thanks so much for listening. We'll catch you later. Peace.